Hi, this is your body, Dr. John Isego here. I want to share some very deep secrets on why Chief Moshood Abiola was not allowed to rule. Because in geopolitics, there are a lot of factors that come into play. Just like in Nigeria. What happens in Nigeria is dictated from Washington, London, Paris, and other parts of the world that have vested interests in Nigeria. Leading up to the 1993 elections in Nigeria, Abiola was a man that stood out, an astute gentleman, a career businessman, a chartered accountant, who was very learned. He was also a creator of wealth. And he stood heads above others that were competing with him. Chief Abiola had a grand plan to turn around Nigeria. And if Abiola had been the president of Nigeria, by this year, 2025, Nigeria will be among the leading nations, not only in Africa, but around the world. But Abiola had a plan. And when he let out that plan, that was when the big forces in geopolitics decided this man must not be allowed to be the president of Nigeria. What was one of his cardinal programs? One of his cardinal programs was that reparations would be paid to the black race. That is huge. Now, let me just give you an understanding of what I'm trying to share. During the Second World War, Hitler of Nazi Germany killed about 6 million Jews. And up till this day, Germany is still paying reparation to Israel. If you go to different parts of Germany, they have museums built in remembrance of the Holocaust, as they call it. They still pay their reparations. And if you look at the black race, about 500 million blacks were taken to other parts of the world as slaves. That decimated the economic power of the black race. The strongest, the most vibrant men were taken as slaves. And this is a battle the people who perpetrated this dastardly act had always tried to make us forget. But if Abiola came and said reparations must be paid to Africa, and that was huge. So when he made that statement, there was a coalition of forces in the Western world saying this man must not be allowed to be president of Nigeria. People like IBB were just used to front the annulment. Because the Western world knew that if Abiola wins, not only Nigeria will be affected, but the black race would be so empowered that they would challenge other parts of the world. I remember in 1993, when IBB annulled the election, Time magazine wrote a report and said that it was better the election was annulled because it would not be good to see a president moving around with so many wives. That was not the issue. The issue was that this man said if he becomes president, he's going to ask for reparations. And if we are paid reparations, the blacks won't suffer. Today, blacks are still treated like lepers around the world. Because what they have tried to do is to make the black race forget that terrible part of human history where the greatest man's inhumanity to man was unleashed. So that was just the reason why they said Abiola must not rule. But Babangida won't come out with all the forces that were at play. But that was the reason. And that is why it's good history be taught at schools. Because if you make people forget history, you are condemning them to repeating it. And that is why you see those that are saying the reins of power are some of the worst among us. Because the quality of leadership determines the quality of life in every society. So you can find that that singular statement, which was one of his manifesto, that he's going to demand for reparation, led to a coalition of forces against him. That is the underlying truth. May God help us that one day we shall be free from these powerful forces that will always ensure that the best never rule us.